What's up, guys? Today's footage is probably going to look a little bit weird. That's because I'm filming on my iPhone, the vlog. But please, don't click away. Don't worry. We will be going to a brand new camera probably later tonight when I get home and get the package that Amazon's left on my doorstep. I returned the G7X Mark III this morning, shipped that back to Amazon. If you guys don't know, the G7X Mark III is junk. Canon's supposed to be releasing a firmware update that fixes the autofocus and all of that, but I was not going to wait for that period of time before I couldn't return it, if you know what I mean. I have like 30 days to return it, and that was coming up pretty soon. And when I spoke to Canon on the phone, they said it's probably still a couple months away. So I was like, no way am I putting up with that. So I got a new camera coming. Put some comments in the comment section. Tell me if you can guess which one it is. It's so hard to know where to look on the iPhone. Like the camera's here, but the screen's here. So I apologize. But today, we're already on our way to Yoshio factory after spending like 6 hours running around to get paperwork to register my freaking S15 and get plates for it. Oh my gosh, what a nightmare it has been. Anyways, I got all the paperwork. We're heading to Yoshio factory. Let's get some work done on the S15 and get everything ready for tomorrow morning for shuck-in. First job is we're gonna change these big Johnnies for these smaller Johnnies off Oka-chan's 180SX. This one here. Getting some silver RGDs. Kind of like those. I wonder if I can convince Oka-chan to let me keep them. Anyways, gonna jack her up, get started. Because I'm filming with the iPhone today, no time lapses or anything like that. I don't have a tripod or anything to hold the iPhone, so let's get to it. Also, I love these jacks. They're so cool. And just like that, Big Johnny's now on the 180. By the way, this is that old, really famous pink 180SX that used to be in D1 lights and stuff that Oka-chan won a bunch of championships in a long time ago. It was painted green for a period of time when Oka-chan took the car over to China to do some training and stuff for a bunch of guys that were wanting to compete in D1 China over there. And then since it's being back, Oka-chan's plans are to obviously change it back to pink and everything. But it's on the drawing board, just like the 8.6 for the time being. Anyways, look at this. We don't have rim poke anymore. It's kind of nice. And I'm starting to dig these silver RGDs too. I'm really starting to dig them. They kind of look nice. I wonder what I have to do to twist Oka-chan's arm to let me take a full set of silvers. Nah, I can't keep buying them off him. I keep scouring Yahoo auctions, but it's really hard to find RGDs anymore and in the right size and in good condition. So we might have to start buying some and getting them repaired. But otherwise, I think the car's now ready for shuck-in. Just got to go over a few things, check over a couple more like tiny things. Like, I don't know if we're allowed to have a drift button here, but I think Oka-chan told me that that's fine and not a problem. So maybe we're all good. I don't know. But yeah, I'll just check over everything with Fukasawa-san and we'll go from there. All right, lads. So I just checked over everything with Fukasawa-san. He said we need to remove the 2 slip-on spaces we have on the front. So right now we have the bolted on like 50 mil space, well 40 mil spacer there, and then we've just got 2 5 millis there, like slip-on ones. We need to remove those. Apparently those are frowned upon at shuck-in. So we're gonna remove those off the front. Before we can do that though, we need to bring this car backwards, then jack up the front. So let's start this puppy up, yo. Let's go. Oh man, I still can't get over how this thing starts up. There's also a special flange in the exhaust right now, which makes it a lot quieter than it is. All the tricks you got to do for shuck-in. I seriously love this jack. Just push a button, and up it goes. But this is all we got to do is take these 2 5 millis off. We'll put them in the side of the door because we'll put them back on later. Just gives us that little bit of extra flushness on the front guard. Now I'll put this back on, torque it all down, and then I think that's it. And then literally this thing will be ready for tomorrow morning. And time to let it go down. Just turn the knob. There we go, boys. Oh look, Fukasawa-san even got little brackets on there for my number plate. Thanks, buddy. Slide her out. And then you use this to lock her in place. It's pretty cool. I love it. All right. Now we don't have anywhere near as much poke, which is good. Should pass tomorrow now. Otherwise it's gonna suck because we gotta take this thing all the way to Yokohama. Because you can't just get like shuck-in done here in Saitama because I live in Yokohama, so we have to tow this on the truck all the way there. One thing I might do is, because we forgot to put one screw in the corner here on both sides, might go and do that as well. So I was definitely wrong. We still have a fair bit to do. We have to take out the pins for the bonnet lock pins, or whatever they're called, because they will interfere with the shotgun people wanting to adjust the lights. When they do the inspection, they adjust the lights to suit like a standard on the wall where the lights shine, to make sure that the lights aren't like going to shine in other drivers' faces. So I got to take these out because they will interfere with their tool. The other thing I picked up on is we realized that there's no battery stay holder, so we've got to put this guy in, which is nice and wrapped up here, brand new. So we'll put that in there as well. Fukasawa-san and Oka-chan went and put in my portable bottle water thing for the windscreen. So the windscreen has jets and stuff now, which is nice, and a nice little hose and everything. It's kind of cool how it's just like a baggie that sits in the engine bay. Anyway, so yeah, we'll get those two things sorted out, and then I guess next step. Okay, so this time I can comfortably tell you everything is now done and ready for shotgun, except just ignore this rag that's it. That's not supposed to be there. So battery stays all in, battery's not going anywhere. We got the hood pins out, so now they can adjust the headlights freely. And we also put some, okay, we put a lot of air pressure in the back, like 40 and 40 in the front. And that's literally just to raise the car that little bit extra so that we don't have any issues with them saying like we're right on the limit of 80 millimeters. Because in Japan, the limit's 80 millimeters. So Oka-chan has this pole that we stick under to check, and we're like it clears, but it's really close. So just so they don't give us any trouble, we add up the tires to 40 PSI, and that gave us like an extra 2-3 mil. So we should be fine now. It's so funny, like learning all these little tricks that these guys do to get away with passing shotgun. So it's pretty unique, I think. Anyways, we're all pretty much good to go. So we're going to close the hood, and I think we're done with that. And might help Fukasawa-san out. He's doing a head gasket on this SR. So I might help him try and smash that out before Oka-chan gets back, and pick it up from there. So surprise, surprise, we did forget one more thing, and that was to put this sensor. It's just an O2 sensor in the exhaust here, and you provide this, if you're like a mechanic and stuff, you can provide this already installed, and it just helps like speed up the process of shotgun. So we threw it in the wideband sensor port down here on the exhaust. But check this out. They got a special bung that blocks my my external wastegate so that doesn't go off during any of the tests tomorrow at shotgun. And it's hilarious. I love it. It just looks so obvious to me. If this car passes shotgun with no problems, I'm gonna laugh, like genuinely. But otherwise, everything looks pretty sick, so we're all good to go. So the head's off the SR. Everything's all set up in this thing for shotgun tomorrow. We got the little reader there for airflow meters and all that kind of stuff. So we're pretty much all good to roll. From here, I'm gonna actually head home because I gotta get up at like 5:30 tomorrow to be able to beat traffic and get here on time to help Oka-chan load this on the truck and leave at 9 o'clock. So we're gonna head home, and hopefully my new camera arrives by the time we get there, because I'd love to show you guys it. Anyways, let's go. I stopped by 7-Eleven to get some snacks for the road trip home, and the Snap-on truck rocked up at Yashio factory, and get a load of this thing, man. Old school. This is awesome. They don't have Snap-on trucks like this in Australia. They're like brand new and fancy and air conditioned and all that. Kind of cool though. Loving the old school truck look for Snap-on. Sick as. All right, so new camera time. It's definitely not liking this lighting too much. I mean, it's pretty blue. Geez, I don't know. Man, the low light on this camera does not seem good. Everyone was telling me that Sony was the way to go, but it doesn't look so good. We're heading to go pick up May actually from the train station. I had a bunch of fun trying to play around with I got a Sony RX Mark V, not the latest version, but the Mark V was kind of like at the same price point. That's a bit better lighting once the digital dash comes on. It was the same price point as like a G7X Mark III, a little bit cheaper. So I grabbed that, and the autofocus is incredible. Low light, like I'm not loving this so much. I mean, it's not so bad. I guess it just kind of gives you guys the actual, because the lighting in the car right now definitely is kind of like bluish. Oh, I see the camera's like kind of compensating for it now. So the biggest complaints about this camera is apparently audio quality can be a bit tingy, but I can fix that with just some like little dead cats that I'll put over the mics. And then like color and lighting can be a little bit, how you going? So my biggest test for this camera will be, I'll go to Daikoku this weekend at some point at nighttime, and we'll see what the camera, how it reacts in that situation there. But yeah, it's kind of, I don't know. We'll have to find out and see how it goes. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section about this new camera. I'm just excited for awesome autofocus. So like, check this out, right? I'm gonna flip the screen and we're gonna point it at something and look how quickly it focuses. It's almost instant. It's actually amazing. So, and now the lighting's kind of better. Oh, I know what it's doing. It's going into, because it's auto mode. Hang on, I know how to fix this. I kind of worked out what this camera does in auto mode, where it just kind of jumps all over the place and thinks like it's a macro or like a night mode and stuff like that. So I need to find a way to disable night mode. As you can see, it's getting like darker and bluer. So once I figure that out in the Japanese for that, we'll be sweet. Let's see how it's going crazy. All right, cool. Anyways, let's go pick up May. I've been sitting in my driveway for too long. She's probably waiting for me already. So let's get to it. So far, it looks pretty good to me. Like autofocus is epic. And like night mode and like low light seems to be pretty decent. I think it's a lot slower with autofocus when it's darker, but it looks pretty good right now. It's not too bad, honestly. I'm pretty happy with this. It's really not that bad. Yeah. What do you guys think? Tell me what you think. I mean, ultimately, I'll end up picking the camera that you guys like the most. Do I sound okay? Like, look at that. That's low light outside right now. Like, no light. That's pretty decent. It's not too bad. Look who it is. It's Waifu-chan. What's up, Waifu? Did you have a good day at work?
Yeah, not done though.
Not done yet? That's all good. I'm actually really happy with this low lighting right now in the tunnel. This looks like Daikoku PA is going to be pretty good with this camera, I think. I'm pumped. So back home now, and I'm just editing the video. I'm actually kind of really enjoying how the footage is turning out, especially with the focus with this new Sony. My only issue is it's all in Japanese, so like, and there's a whole bunch of katakana that I haven't learnt yet in there, so it's very hard for me to go around and navigate through the settings. It really sucks because out of all the regions that Sony made this camera, that's my iPhone telling me it's bedtime. Yes, I have reminders for that, otherwise I go to bed at like 4 AM or something stupid. Anyways, yeah, Japan, Sony is the only company that limits their cameras that you buy here locally to Japanese and Japanese only. You can't change the language like you can with the US model or a China model or whatever other model. It's ridiculous, and it only happens here in Japan. The forums are full of people complaining about it. So that's my only gripe with it. So after I've like tested this for a week or 2 weeks or so, if I'm really happy with it, if I have the opportunity, I might try and get an international one or a US one and just then return this one. Just because the Japanese menu it's also completely different to the US menu and everything. It's entirely different. So it's really hard to navigate and figure it all out. So if I can't like step up my Japanese and learn it and figure it out myself, I'll probably just get a US model one. But anyways, guys, I still hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me what you thought in the comment section. I know it was kind of probably boring just doing the last touch-up things on the S15, and then I spent like the first half of my day chasing up paperwork and getting all of that sorted so we can go and get shuck-in tomorrow. Paperwork here just sucks, and I had to go to like the real estate agent, had to bring like seals and stamps and all that stuff. It was a nightmare. Anyways, it's done now. Tomorrow we're registering the car. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Also, I threw a link to the Patreon down there if you want to support me there. If you're even watching right now, I don't know. But if you are watching all the way to the end and the outro, thank you very much. You're the ones I appreciate the most. Peace out, guys. Jamata.